Welcome to some form of video I call news. I don't have a whole lot of big news stories, so I'll probably end up spending quite a bit more time on the section of this where I have topics that I want to talk about, but don't feel like writing 2 to 3 paragraphs about them, so that will be after the main news stories, but I felt like I should bring it up right now for some reason. So let's start off with No Man's Sky. I actually have 2 stories about this, kind of. It's more of a story and a half, but whatever. I'll start with the bigger and more important of the 2. No Man's Sky is advertised to have infinite possibilities when it comes to different planets, plants, creatures, and many other things, and you might wonder how all that is done. Well, the majority of it is done with a mathematical equation called the Superformula. However, Sean Murray didn't come up with the formula himself. He took it from someone else. I don't know if I want to word it that way because it sounds bad, but the point is, he didn't make the formula himself. Now, a Dutch company called Genicap is trying to take legal action against Hello Games for using their formula without their permission. Murray has talked in a previous interview about the Superformula. He said that he was having a hard time coming up with a solution for making procedurally generated things while keeping them looking very unique from each other, until he found an equation published in 2003 by a Belgian plant geneticist named Johan Gilles. He then talks about how he tested out the equation and saw that it came up with very different and unique results. It hasn't officially been confirmed that Hello Games is currently using the Superformula, but it's definitely possible. As a consumer, this shouldn't pose as much of a threat to its release because legally, Genicap can't do anything. I did a little research about patents and found this. You can patent almost anything except abstract ideas. There's a few other things, but most importantly, abstract ideas is what we're talking about. So what is an abstract idea? Abstract ideas are concepts like pure mathematics and algorithms. You cannot patent a formula. You are able to patent applications of formulas, but in this situation, only the formula itself is being used. So even though I said that legally nothing can happen, that doesn't mean Hello Games doesn't have to do anything about this issue. They could look out, but legal issues still sometimes find a way to be a nuisance. The second almost news story is about Hello Games releasing 2 more of their Guides to the Galaxy videos. Videos 2 and 3 are about combat and trading. The combat seems to mostly consist of shoot enemy with laser, whether it be in your hand or attached to your ship. The trading video claims that each trade offers a new story but fails to prove that to be true. From reading the descriptions in the trailer, most of the upgrades seem to be simple passive upgrades like, this drill takes 3 seconds longer to overheat, this drill cools down 5% faster. I can only handle boring upgrades like this for so long before I start getting sick of it. The more videos being released about this game, the less I actually want to get it. Maybe if it wasn't priced at $60, I would have an easier time convincing myself to buy it. But I think I will have to give it a pass for a while, at least until reviews are out. Microsoft's generosity of Windows 10 is soon coming to an end. If you are among the few people who are using Windows 7 or 8 and actually want to upgrade to Windows 10, you will have to do it before July 29, or I guess before the end of July 29. If you are using 7 or 8 and don't want to upgrade, then you are probably more excited about this, because then you can finally stop getting upgrade to Windows 10 notifications and be at peace. About a week ago, people were getting a countdown timer for the end of the free upgrade offer, I guess to push the last few people considering upgrading to finally do it. Who knows, maybe this is just a countdown timer for people who haven't upgraded yet, and when the timer hits 0, Microsoft will be like, clearly you don't know how to upgrade to Windows 10, so we'll just do it for you. People have already unexpectedly been upgraded to Windows 10 in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised if more people are going to get the same treatment in these next couple of days. I've had my fair share of Windows 10 problems, but since I reinstalled it 3 or 4 months ago, it's been going just fine. I still wouldn't expect all the major bugs to be fixed though. A lot of people are probably going to put off upgrading for as long as possible, but one day there's going to be a game released on Xbox Play Anywhere that you will want, or a game that actually benefits significantly from DirectX 12. You will have to upgrade knowing that Microsoft has finally won with their unnecessary Windows 10 exclusives. The Binding of Isaac is getting an update in the future. I don't know when, and I think it's only for the Afterbirth DLC, not just the Rebirth base game. I wish I could give more information about the full update, but the article I read doesn't have much information. The most notable addition in the update is a new character, or mostly an item he starts with. The character's name is Apollyon, and he starts with an item called Void. It destroys all items in the room, and if the item is usable, then the ability is added to Void. If it isn't usable, then it gives the player a random stat bonus. It also turns all items into blue flies when used. There are still a lot of questions I have about this item, but I guess I will have to play it for myself when it comes out. At least there's a character that starts with it, and I don't have to hope I find that one item on a run with hundreds of other item possibilities. It seems like a fairly small update, but it's always nice to see a game finally get an update after a long time of inactivity. I guess that's it for my major stories, so on to the other stories section. The first story I just thought was kind of interesting. So recently, or somewhat recently, Overwatch's new hero was added, Ana, and she has an ability that stuns you. And apparently, it has been found out that if you get 3 Anas on a team, then you can basically infinitely stun one enemy, and in fact, you can stun them for so long that the game will think that they have been inactive for all that time because they haven't moved, and it will kick them from the game. This is probably very unlikely to actually happen in a public game because of all the different variables, but I'm sure it has been done to a few people, and I just thought that sounded ridiculous. Who knows if something like this is going to get addressed by Blizzard? I'm sure it will, but it's probably not high on their list of priorities. Next up, We Happy Few enters early access. I've known this game was going to be released in early access for a little while, but I don't know how to feel about this because the game looks good, but I don't like the early access business model because I get worried about this game suffering from feature creep where the game is updated very slowly over the course of who knows how long, and then when the game is finally released, people have kind of forgotten about it because the people who were excited about it have already played it and they're kind of done playing it. So I don't necessarily think early access is going to hurt the game, but there is that possibility. It's priced at $30, and I think I'm going to wait to get this game. I just got Headlander, so I'm probably going to reconsider purchasing this game when I'm done with that game, or at least towards the end. And I will probably have a video or two on the game. I don't know. I might find out that it doesn't record well for me. Battleborn is not doing too well. I think a couple weeks after the game's initial release, it went on sale for $40 when Overwatch was released. But now you can get the game for $15 in the current Humble Bundle. And the game's almost been out for 3 months. And the fact that it's already 75% off, and you get a bunch of other games with it. I kind of feel bad for the game. Well, mostly the developers of the game, because they're trying so hard to get people to play their game, and honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if they end up doing what Evolve did and go free to play. 2 weeks ago, I talked about Trials of the Blood Dragon and the demo they are releasing that allows you to earn the full release of Trials of the Blood Dragon. So I was going to make a dedicated video on this, but I didn't really want to bother. And that's partially because of the issues that I've had. So I already own Trials of the Blood Dragon on Uplay, so I wasn't able to try it. So I decided to make a second account. Unfortunately, now I have 2 Ubisoft accounts, but I made a second account and I tried to try this. And yes, I said that right, I tried to try it, because rarely would it actually connect me to the servers, and when it finally did, I was able to play the first level, and when I was done it said, "Thank you for playing the demo." And that was it. But even before that, I kind of realized that the ability to unlock the game was a load of crap, because you're immediately introduced to the rules behind it. And to summarize it, basically you have to get through the entire game with 15 or less faults. Not even just like a series of levels, the entire game. I struggled to get through a few of these levels without 15 faults. In the video I was going to make on this, I was basically going to talk about how this is probably impossible because the physics are so screwed up in the levels that aren't on the dirt bike. But I figured people who want this game are probably going to end up buying it, because I don't think they would want to suffer through the so-called demo of this game. So yeah, that's basically the news for Trials of the Blood Dragon. The demo is garbage, and it's probably impossible to unlock the full game from it, even though they claim that you can do it. I don't believe it. Starbound is officially released. I haven't played this game. I've only seen a Let's Play in like the very early stages of this game. I don't think I will get this, but this might be news to some people, so I decided to include it in this. That is it for this week. Links to the articles and patent information will be in the description. But a rating would be appreciated on the video, and if you would like, feel free to subscribe for weekly news and whatever I decide to upload during the week. Bye.